strangers in places foreign and lands that we already call us peculiar, but know that we are.
In my opinion, Lamar Jackson, so much better than Tom Brady.
Hey guys, why do I like TikTok? Well, I like TikTok because I love laughing at the random things that everyone is coming up with, especially right now. But yeah, I just watch it to laugh.
Hey guys, Fortnite or Minecraft? I'm gonna have to go with Fortnite just because that's what me and my friends play during this whole coronavirus thing. And so I get to talk to them and we have fun. And also the dances are pretty cool.
I like Snapchat better than Instagram because it's more of like a general way of communicating, and it's kind of like, oh, like funny video picture time rather than like a little formal setup type picture thing.
Alright guys, Yeezys or Ultra Boosts? I'm gonna have to go with Ultra Boosts on this one. They're super comfortable. They're at least like less than half the price, like maybe like a fourth of the price.
Michael Jordan was definitely better than LeBron James because of the era he played in and because he never lost in the finals.
What's up, AlieNation? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to part 3 of our message series, In My Opinion. One thing I've been doing to keep sane during these crazy times is running. And I know exercise can seem like a far-fetched idea to a lot of us, but I really want to challenge you guys this week to do some sort of physical activity. It's really beneficial both mentally and physically.
Welcome to Middle School AlieNation. Tonight it's part 3, in my opinion. Here we go.
Can you believe that Kirk and Tanner said that they were better at Minecraft than us?
How can they be better? They're boys. We are so much better at designing crafts in our minds.
You think you're better at Minecraft than me? You know, Macy, I just don't think that you should call me and tell me these unfactual things. I'm 10 times better at Minecraft than you are. Duana, don't even start. I'm so much better at Minecraft. You're not better than me. No. You know, I'm hanging up on you, and we can play Minecraft right now, and I'll show you that I'm better than you, because that's a fact, not an opinion. Bye.
They don't. We are so much better.
Yeah.
So much better. So much better.
Oh, hand it over.
Bro, I'm gonna break some ankles, bro.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Watch this. Ready? Curry!
Oh! Curry not even good, bro. LeBron James where it's at, man.
What did you just say?
Bro, LeBron James is where it's at. He's a legend, bro.
LeBron James was like 2012.
Bro, LeBron James is so much better than Curry, you don't even know.
Bro, I think you need to get hip to like Curry's stats versus James's stats.
Mom, I know we just asked you 2 minutes ago, but can we dye our hair pretty please?
I said no.
Mom, please. Why?
It's not fair. Why?
Because I said so.
But that's not an answer.
Because I'm the boss, and that's how it goes.
But I'm running out of words.
But Jenny's mom let her.
So like, Fortnite is the greatest game ever. Like, I spend $10 on V-Bucks every week.
But how can you just sit in your room and play games like this? How do you ever expect to get out and meet people and get your nails done? I mean, it's so stupid to just sit in front of a video game all night.
Fortnite's more than a game. It's a lifestyle.
I'm sorry. You lost me when you first started playing Minecraft. Now there's a stupid Fortnite? No. There's better things in life than video games.
Wait, stop.
This is what I think of your Fortnite.
All right, I know they're not very good right now, and actually no one's playing, but I love the Orioles. Grew up an Orioles fan, played a lot of base mom. Base mom? Or did he mean baseball? And I think the greatest Oriole player of all time is number 8, Cal Ripken. Well, one time I was going to Baltimore to see this conference that was being held in honor of this Hall of Fame player you probably never heard of. His name was Brooks Robinson. And when I got there, the tickets were all sold out. And I'm like, man, I came all the way down to Baltimore. I can't even go into this thing. This lady in the ticket line turned around and said, hey, I know it's sold out, but guess what? My husband couldn't make it. Do you want his ticket? I was like, wow, yeah, tickets were $50. I had saved up the $50. I got to pull it out. She says, no, you can have it for free. I couldn't believe it. Right then, the whole program was starting. And when I got into the auditorium, the lights just went down. You know how one of those guys with the lights that shows you, he walks you on down. We walked me down. I'm like, wow, my seat's not that bad. Kept walking me down. He actually walked me down to the 10th row, the 8th row. I couldn't believe it. Actually walked me down to the first row. And when the lights came up, there was a Hall of Fame pitcher out there. His name is Jim Palmer. If you ever watched an Oriole game, he's one of the announcers. And he said, hey, high five the person next to you on your left and your right. So I went over there to high five the guy over here. And then I went to high five the guy over here. And I was like, what? It's Cal Ripken Jr. is sitting next to me at this conference. I couldn't believe it. But you know what I took from that? All those years I followed his career growing up, I realized I knew what his batting average was. I knew how many home runs he hit for the Orioles. I knew how many golden gloves he had. I knew a lot about Cal Ripken, but I didn't really know Cal Ripken. I just knew what I had seen in the press and in pictures and watched on TV, and that formed my opinion. But really, in my opinion, I didn't really know Cal Ripken Jr. So do people really know you? Maybe their opinion of you has been made up over just a few encounters or one conversation or a couple things that people said about you. Look, I know we've all done dumb things. Maybe not as dumb as that, but we've all done dumb things. And we don't want to be judged on those things alone. And how about you and me? Do we think we know other people really well, but it's really only based on a few little things? Maybe a Snapchat or some text or an encounter in the hallway at school, or maybe somebody told you something about them. Maybe it's good or maybe it's bad, but how well do we really know people? You know, in that story I told you at the beginning, man, Jesus says these haunting words. He basically says this: go away from me, I don't know you. He doesn't want to have to say to us, go away, I don't know you. You didn't spend any time with me. You thought you knew me. You read some of my book. You maybe even knew some people who knew me. And you knew all my stats. You knew when I lived and when I died, and you knew how I died, but you never really knew me. That's what we're talking about today in part 3, in my opinion.
Let's bow our heads and pray. Lord, thank you for the love that these middle schoolers have for each other and for you. And I pray that tonight's message will just be a light shining in everybody's lives. I pray that tonight as we lift up your name and as we worship you, that we're able to see your grace and your kindness and your love for us. Help remind us that even though things right now can seem really scary and uncertain, that we are never alone and that we don't need to worry because you are always with us. In your name we pray. Amen.
Welcome, I'm Pastor Roger Records. So good to be with you guys on this Sunday night. And those of you who've been with me over the last couple months or years, oh, I miss you guys. I'm so glad you new guys are with us, but I do miss being together in a live scenario. There's nothing like it. But I'm thankful we could at least do this, right? Well, you ever walk in a room and you just feel like already you're making assessments about people, giving out opinions about that girl's like that guy's like that, or even friends in your friend group that you don't even know that well, but you've already made assessments and judgments on them. And people do this about each one of us as well. Or maybe you're online or something and you have this opinion about some music artist or some social media star or something. You're already forming opinions, or you already think you know some people. One of the funniest things I think ever is like people who fall in love with some kind of pop star and they really think like, if I meet them, they're going to think I'm special and they're going to marry me. And they're already judging this person, but they really don't even know them. Like right now, like you're judging me because it looks like there's a peacock coming out of my head. Yeah, I understand it. I would be judging me too, because it does look like there's a peacock coming out of the back of my head. Wow, that's weird. Sorry about that, guys. Don't you hate it when people have made opinions about you that maybe are old or it was just one little mistake you made, but they hold on to this? And sometimes you feel like there's a circle of people and you're not in it. Or even with your friends, sometimes you feel like they're doing stuff and they didn't invite you. Or maybe they have this opinion of you right now that's just not accurate. Or maybe they've left you out in some way. It's hard to feel left out. It's hard to have people have opinions of you that are inaccurate. But we do the same thing. I'm sure being cooped up during this shelter-in-place time, you have very strong opinions about your siblings, if you have them, or your parents, or whoever your guardian may be. We all have opinions of other people, and often what we think to be true of them becomes our view of how we look at them, and we think that's actually accurate. We think it's 100% accurate. You've probably made assumptions about students at school back when we used to do school in the regular way, or maybe students you've met at church. I know when you guys first met me, you were probably making some pretty hardcore opinions, like, why does he have so much product in his hair? Is he ever going to shave? What kind of a pastor is this guy going to be? When it comes to people we don't really know or understand, we tend to let the judgments and opinions affect how we view them. When we judge someone negatively, it means we probably won't give them a chance in the future. In our minds, we already know who they are and we're staying away. When we do this, we aren't seeing the whole story. And actually, we're not even seeing the whole person. But I got a great story I want to share with you from the Bible. The book of John in the Bible that just illustrates how wild and out of hand opinions can be and how dangerous they can be when they're negative. Let's look at John with Courtney reading it to us.
This is John 8, verses 3 through 4. The teachers of the law and the Pharisees brought in a woman caught in adultery. They made her stand before the group and said to Jesus, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery."
So here's the story. There's this lady who's caught having sex outside of marriage. And in Jewish law, back in that day, back in Jesus' time, that law was punishable by death. And not just any kind of death, it was by stoning. Picking up rocks and actually throwing them at a person. Can you imagine being hit with this rock? How hard that would hurt? And if a whole gang of people picked this up and started throwing them? Well, that's what was happening right in front of Jesus. They dragged this lady who was caught having sex outside of marriage. Our law says she should be stoned for what she's done. So everybody pick up a rock and we're going to start stoning her. What do you think, Jesus? What do you think we should do? Well, this is one of those moments. It's one of those big moments for Jesus to show some leadership and show some love and show what God's really about. And this is what Jesus says.
This is John 8, verses 7 and 8. When they kept on questioning him, he straightened up and said to them, "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." Again, he stooped down and wrote on the ground.
This is wild what Jesus says. Whoever has never sinned, you can throw the first stone. One by one, they started dropping the stones until literally there was not one person left with a stone in their hand ready to stone this lady. Jesus drew in the dirt in front of him, it says, and then he looked up and he said, "Woman, where are your accusers?" They're all gone. You see, Jesus knew her whole story, her whole life, and he decided to love her anyway. That's what he does with you and I. He knows the stuff we've done that's stupid, and we've all done stupid stuff, but he's decided to love us anyway. Decided not to judge us only in a negative way, but to see us with all our potential, all the reality of who we are, that we were created in his image.
We are alien strangers in places foreign and lands that we already call us peculiar, but know that we are.
Jesus calls us to remember there's more to others than just our opinions of them. There's so much more. You know, as you would not want to be judged for a few things about you, we should not judge others for only knowing a few things about them. There's so much more to a person than a couple events or a couple words that were shared or a couple moments that we've spent with them. Let's drop the rock. Because when we drop the rock, we give up our limited opinion of someone when it's negative. And I'm hoping that with each one of us, if people have negative opinions of us, or you or me, that they would drop the rock. Do what Jesus did. Look at the whole person. Love the whole person and forgive. Because if you hold on to the rock, it just makes your heart like a rock. It makes it impenetrable. Reducing someone to just a judgment or opinion causes us to miss so much. Are some of you angry right now with God for what's happening with this pandemic? You're asking, like, God, why don't you stop this? Are you wanting to throw a rock at God? Well, I want to tell you that the book of Genesis starts the Bible with men and women sinning because they want to be God. They want to take the place of God. So they take themselves from a perfect world to an imperfect world because of their sin. This pandemic is not caused by anything that God did. This is caused because of sin. This is a result of sin. So really can't blame God for something he didn't create. And the Bible ends with Revelation. And chapter 21 is the last chapter of the Bible. And John, who wrote that book, quotes Jesus as saying, there will be no more death, no more tears, no more pain. That's the end game with Jesus. And what he did on the cross, and those of us who believe that that's real, that changes everything. Because the future will not have a pandemic. The future will be perfect. In the future, there'll be no death. In the future, we will not judge others in inaccurate ways, and we will not be judged in inaccurate ways because we will be loved for who we are and we will love others for who they are. So this week, I want you to be challenged by drop the rock. Drop the rock for someone that you want to throw a rock at. Go.
What is up, AlieNation? Courtney Casper here. I work for DRCC's youth staff. And if you guys didn't notice on social media last week, we kind of did this like snack challenge that we announced. And I have the top 8 results so that we can continue this snack challenge bracket. So results are pizza rolls versus bagel bites. Bagel bites is the winner. Sorry, Bryce. Snickers versus Reese's. Reese's, all-time favorite, my fact and opinion. Sour Patch Kids versus Gummy Bears. Obvious Sour Patch Kids is the winner over there. French fries versus mac and cheese. Ooh, that's a close one, but French fries did win, guys. Good votes over here. Doritos versus Cheetos. Doritos, they won. Kind of obvious, but hey, I be loving them Cheetos too. Oreos versus Chips Ahoy. Oreos. Cosmic Brownies versus Swiss Cake Rolls. Cosmic Brownies. And Fruit Gushers and Fruit by the Foot had a tie, but asking some of you, we came to a tiebreaker of Fruit by the Foot is the winner. So follow us along next week to see these guys go against each other, and let's see what the best snack is. Happy quarantine.
What's up, middle school alienation? So the challenge this week is encouragement. So this first clip I'm going to show you is what you shouldn't do, and the second clip is what you should be doing. So take a look at these.
Kurt, make up your bed, sweetie.
No, it's pointless.
It'll make you feel productive.
No, it's not productive because I'm just going to get back into it tonight.
You're not going to be a slob.
Yeah, I am.
Kurt, make up your bed now.
Mom, you make the best meals ever.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bryce. So, our challenge this week is, if you could video yourself giving encouragement to somebody, like with a hidden camera or something, and see the reaction, we would love that. But even to take it up a notch, is if you've been holding some animosity or holding the rock against somebody, maybe in your family, or maybe a sibling, or maybe somebody in your neighborhood, if you could drop that rock and go up and encourage them, man, I'd love to see that reaction. Hey guys, I know many of you are feeling desperate and anxious during this time, and I'd love to pray for you, and our youth team would love to pray for you. So if you need prayer, just text your prayer to this number, and we will guarantee our youth staff be praying for you this week. God bless you guys. Stay strong. Keep seeking the Lord. Drop the rock this week. You'll see God do amazing things, just like he did all those years ago. Good night.
Heck yeah, bro! So we start playing Fortnite!
COD?
Fortnite? Yeah, Fortnite is lit.
Bro, COD is so much better, man.
No, Fortnite is right now. That's what my friends are playing.
No, COD is right now. COD is the new Fortnite in quarantine, bro.
No, bro. Fortnite has them cool dances that go like this, and it's the thing.
No, COD is the new deal, man. All
Bro,
our
nobody's
friends are
on
it.
COD. No, you don't have friends. I have friends, and all my friends are on Fortnite.
You don't even have friends, man.
No.
COD is way better.
No, you maybe that's why you don't have friends, because you're on COD.
No.
Alien strangers in places foreign and lands that we already call us peculiar, but know that